Hello, hello, Facebook world, and welcome back to another fabulous Lunch and Learn hour, 30 minutes, not hour. I'm your host, Erin Barnes, and I'm your Director of Communications here at Epic. I am super excited about today's topic because it involves you. We want to know what you think about all kinds of things. And so we're bringing on the Parents Engagement Group, a representative of the Parent Engagement Group, to talk about how we can better engage with you. But before we get started, while we're letting people get here, talk to me about, do you have your Christmas tree up yet? Lights up yet, or no? Are you a right after Halloween person, it's time to decorate, or are you a wait till after Thanksgiving person? So type it in the comments, after Thanksgiving or now. For me and my house, and I'm going to need you to not at me. I'm going to need you to not throw hate at me. The Christmas tree is up. I don't have lights or decorations yet, but the Christmas tree is up. And so, the whole house is decorated. Well done, Lex. Awesome. Sabrina says, Christmas tree up on October 30th. Lights went up yesterday. Amanda says, no decorations. Okay. After Thanksgiving, Shonda, very good. Yes, love to hear, Erin. Very good. Yeah, no, I'm like, I'm half in, half out. I have the tree up. I've started moving things around to make room for the Christmas decorations, but I am not quite ready to go yet. My family, I thought, was going to kick me out to live in the motorhome for the month of November, but they've decided to offer me a little grace. Okay, so now, as I've already mentioned, we've got an amazing guest on today's show. She's a longtime friend of mine. We actually started at the same time in year one. So this girl is filled with knowledge. I love her to death. Christy Rich, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I'm so excited to have you here. Why don't you do me a favor? Tell the world who you are, how long you've been here, which I've already kind of let out of the bag, but tell us what the Family Engagement Department is this year.
Okay, so my name is Christy Rich, and I have been with Epic since day one, and so have most of our team. We are a brand new department at Epic. The Family Engagement Department started as of September 1st of this year, but we have 4 longtime veteran teachers that have been teachers up until this year. So we have 10 years of teaching experience under our belts, working with families and with students. And that would be myself, Christy Rich, and my co-director, Leisha Albaugh. Then we've got 2 specialists, Amy DePaula and Bree Davidson. And then the part of our department that I absolutely love is the fact that we have hired some parents, some longtime veteran Epic parents, because I believe to be able to assist and engage and help parents, we kind of have to know our audience. And so having those part-time parents on our team has been invaluable. So we have 3 parents we hired: Mary Leet, Kimberly Arnold, and Shannon George. And then we have an ELL liaison for English language learners, Misty Klein, and we have a full-time in-person translator and interpreter, Erica Murillo. So I think we've covered the bases to be able to engage and help any family, regardless of whether they're English speaking, Spanish speaking, or regardless of where they come from.
That is awesome. And the hearts are going crazy down here. So thank you so much. I think people, Epic families all realize the need for a little more engagement. And so we are offering that this year. This is awesome. Now, along with, so we've got NHS doing volunteer stuff. You can do volunteer work through ICAP, but you guys are providing volunteer opportunities as well. Do those, what are those opportunities? And then do they also count for some of those NHS hours and those ICAP hours for volunteerism?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got three legs of our organization. The first is to kind of coach, and that's really direct help with the parents, the how to's and the whys, the exactly where do you click to figure this out. And then we're working on communication, but our building of community is really important because we believe that to drive engagement, you have to feel like you're a part of something. You have to have friends. You've got to have your circle, your people. And so we do that through a couple of different things, through field trips and community service activities. And yes, if a student participates in one of our community service activities, yes, those hours will count towards ICAP or NHS or NJHS as well. But there's no better way to form a bond and feel like you're part of something than to serve others.
That is so true. And I was attending some classes and trying to decide, and they were like volunteer classes, and trying to decide whether this is something that I was even going to stick with. And I had the conversation with my husband. I was like, I think I'm done here. I'm not going to do this anymore. And I went to that day's class, given it the one last time, and that person said, basically, if you're not serving, if you're not hooked up, it's not on us if you're not getting anything out of this. It's kind of on you as well. And it totally changed my perspective and my outlook on serving and volunteering. And so I just thought that was it was pretty eye-opening, how much it changed my mind. And guess what? I'm still a part of that organization after 2 years later. So
Mhm.
I do think that there is a lot to be said about volunteering and such. And I know my own personal kid is a ninth grader, so we'll be looking for those ICAP volunteer times.
Mhm.
But she's also a part of NHS, and so we'll be having two
Mhm.
components of volunteerism to look forward to. Okay, so um, you've got a team building day planned for high school students. When is that, and what are they going to be doing? What kind of team building are you doing with these kiddos?
So we've got a big team building activity for high schoolers. Um, it
Mhm.
is scheduled on November 30th and it is in Stillwater. So when registrations go live, I would encourage you to get on there because it is very limited capacity. But Todd Thompson, who also works at Epic, has great connections and has a gentleman that lives in Stillwater that does these team building activities. And we're going to roll that out on November 30th with our high schoolers. And what's really awesome is a lot of the OSU athletes are going to be there to participate. So that's kind of cool, meeting the superstars.
Is that John Talley, Representative John Talley? Do you know?
Yes, yes, I believe so.
Okay. He's super fun. I've gotten to, I've had the awesome experience of working with him in some of that team building a few years back. And then he's kind of got this attitude of uh, get in or get out, but you don't get to sit on the sidelines. And so I really like that guy. He's awesome. Um, that's super awesome. Let me see. I've got another question here. These came in from before, so if you've got questions, fill them in down in the comments. But I see you have family expos planned for January. And what can parents expect to get out of those expos?
Okay, the
What
expos
are
are a
they?
huge success. The expos are our coaching element where we sit side by side with parents and help them navigate this world of Epic. We had expos in September and October, and we covered all the beginning of the year stuff. How do you log on to Power School? What's in Power School? Where do you find the information? Schoology, Tutor Me, Clever, high school transcript type things. I mean, we really want to empower parents to know what's going on, not just the know how to's, but understand the whys behind it. Because if they are empowered, then they can come alongside their teacher and their child. And, a perfect measure of success is the teacher, child, and parent all working together, and it promotes student success. So we are doing these again in January and February to cover second semester stuff. So we're definitely going to be highlighting state testing, what to expect, how that works, where you'll be testing, how to prepare for it, everything state testing, because that is a big part of our second semester at Epic. But we're also going to talk a lot with high schoolers, because at that point, it's time to apply for tech schools if you're interested. It's time to apply for summer concurrent enrollments. It's time to prepare for graduation. With some of our littles, we're going to be talking about benchmark testing, Epic Essentials, how to get the most out of your Epic Essentials to ensure that by the end of the school year, you've shown gains from the beginning of the year. We are just really going to walk hand in hand with our parents and encourage them, inform them, and hopefully that will breed success.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so we have some questions coming through now. Sabrina says, is the volunteering just for students, or can Epic families volunteer also?
As long as we've got spots, you can sign up. Now, I will tell you that at least in our department, the field trips and community service activities that we've put together are on a smaller scale. It's not like Epic Frontier City where thousands of people show up. Usually it's 30 to 70 people at any given time, but it's a first come, first serve basis. So absolutely, if a whole family wants to participate, they can participate as long as we've got room.
Awesome. And she's got a question about the team building activities as well. She says, will the team building activities for other grade be for other grade ranges as well? Have there been lots of parents inquiring about younger kiddos? So who can take part in those team building exercises?
Well, the first one, like I said, is on November 30th, and it is for high schoolers. Since we are a new department starting as of September 1st, we are still kind of developing and rolling that out. But I do agree wholeheartedly that we need to offer an equal distributed amount of opportunities for both elementary, middle school, and high school, and even some early learners. And just please watch the Epic calendar, because more things from our department are being added there on a weekly basis. So they are coming and we are working on it, but we're just working on contract negotiations with a lot of these locations right now. So I can't speak to a lot of it until it's firm.
Totally understand. That's totally fine. Okay, so that, I mean, the questions are kind of slowing down because a couple of them were the same as others. But what what families do you want to see the parent engagement group do? I mean, we've asked for survey information. Oh, Nana T, thank you. This is Christy Rich. She is a parent engagement department liaison. And so she is working directly with families and helping to coach families and making opportunities for families. So that is who is on the screen, Miss Nana T. But what are ways that you would like this group, this department to engage with you? Let us know in the comments. Or thank you, I see the hearts. Let us know in the comments, what are some ways that we might also be able to engage with you, and how can Christy engage and her department engage with you? Now, Christy, after the first round of expos, I know you guys put out survey information that was asking questions like, what do you think about the expo? What else would you like to see? What were some of the results from that survey, and how did they inform you as to how to move forward throughout the year?
Yes, the feedback was phenomenal. Those that attended our expos, I think they were all very positive. Every parent that attended, I think, really left with a nugget of positive information that they were glad they attended. However, we did learn a couple of things being new to this, that the daytime sessions are just harder. We've got families that work full time, and those that don't, oftentimes they're spending time doing their schoolwork and stuff during that time. So in January and February, we are going to pivot and move those early sessions to later. So our sessions are going to be in the evening from 5 to 8. That way it can encompass all families, regardless of what's going on, for them to come. Another thing we got feedback about, we heard a lot of people saying, I don't know what to do with my child. It would be great if you had some activities for children in the other room while I came to kind of get my hands around this beast, being an Epic parent. And so we are going to have activities and learning opportunities for children in the other rooms so that parents don't have to worry about having childcare. So I think that will be helpful to our families when we roll this out again in January.
I think you're totally right. We've actually talked about moving lunch and learn to, or incorporating it another day in the evening time so that more families could take part. Because well, we know that there are about 15 to 40 that engage with us in real time. That 350 to 1,000 end up watching it by the end of the week once it makes it through all the different
Mhm.
groups and everything else. And so we're considering adding a second time. Maybe it's dine and learn. I don't know. Dine and
Yeah.
discuss. Uh, because we know families are engaging with us after the fact. So great idea.
Mhm.
Okay, Mia says we would love outdoor COVID safe activities for young learners. Young learners. So thank you, Mia, for that. Mia also says with various field trips offered, would love to know if younger siblings can attend, if we should pack a lunch, if it's okay to arrive late, juggling younger siblings. Those are always questions I have for every activity. So, on those activities that you guys put together through the field trips that you're putting on, are younger siblings allowed to attend? Do they take a place of somebody? How does that work out, Christy?
Yes, we obviously, if an Epic student is there, where their family can be there with them. As far as coming late, and I get it. I had three children, a year apart, each one of them. It got crazy when they were younger, but it will depend on the field trip whether it's more of a show up late type of thing. Because sometimes our field trip has a guest speaker or something, and we certainly wouldn't want to walk in the middle of a presentation or something like that. But a lot of our other field trips are very exploratory. And so I would just ask the parent to be conscientious of, if it's a speaking engagement or something where there's going to be an instructional format, that we don't disrupt that. But certainly it being prompt is not necessary if it's a kind of a free activity.
Yes, I know we took a field trip to a dairy a few years back, and there was a family that showed up late, and they were lost. Like it took us forever to get to them because walking through that dairy and through all the different
Hmm.
places, and then making sure cows don't get out, it was a little bit of an ordeal. So I totally understand that. But if you're at a museum or something to that effect, it would be super easy to
Hmm.
show up late. We
Absolutely.
have a follow-up question. Sabrina says, yes, would love to know. And when we sign up, do we need to sign up each person or just the student?
Again, that's going to depend on the field trip. We customize the registration depending on the location. Some locations will say exactly 90 people, and that just means people in general. In which case, at that registration, you will have to sign up each person of the family. But then when we did the Clydesdale horses, they just wanted to know how many students were there. So we filled the field trip at 50 students, but we had 40 family members there with them. So that was great.
That's really cool. Mia says, yes, totally understand juggling nap times here. So would only target come and go type things for my students. So that's great. Will you um, try to post whether they're come and go or lecture? Do you already? I'm sorry. I haven't signed up for one of
When they
the
when
field
they
trips.
go to register, it gives details about the field trip and what to expect and what we're going to do and how it all works. And within that registration, when you register, it'll tell you whether to register your whole family or just the student or something like that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let me look back. Let me see if we've got any other. We don't have any other questions yet, but I don't want to let you off the line just yet either. What was something so sorry, just because they're coming But tell me your most exciting fun fact about the Clydesdale farm, because that one was super cool. And I know people were like, wait a second, I didn't realize and I didn't get signed up. What was something that you saw at the Clydesdale farm that was like, whoa, that's new information to me?
Well, I'm not real familiar with Clydesdales personally. So just the idea that their backs stand they are huge horses, huge horses. I mean, I've just never seen such a thing. So, it was just kind of awe-inspiring and awestruck. But I think the thing that really was meaningful to me about the Clydesdale field trip was just the getting to talk to the families. Honestly, I mean, of course, they talked all about the Clydesdales in the background, and we got to see and pet the horses, and it was wonderful. But just getting to see these children's eyes light up at the enormity of these horses and see everybody smile and laugh and have a good time, that that's just the best.
Yes, so much, so much. Let me see. We've got another question. Will family engagement reps be at every event? And then how do they know that you're a family engagement rep? That's my follow up.
Okay, yes, we always have family engagement department, either one or all of us at every event that we do. Field trip, community service, expos, all of it. There will be one or more of us there. Typically, we're wearing an Epic T-shirt that says, "Hey, I'm the Epic representative." But we are working at getting family engagement department T-shirts made so that we can specifically identify that we are the family engagement department.
Yeah, that's a great idea. What are some of the other upcoming field trips that you have lined up already?
Well, there's one going on right now as we speak in Sulphur, doing we're doing in the Chickasaw Nation area. We There's a bunch of kids out there. It's a long field trip. The guided part of the field trip is from 9:30 to 11:30, but then we're going to head over to the rec center and be there until 3, and that's kind of a come and go and explore type thing. So it's going on right now. And then, like I said, we've got the team building activity on November 30th, and we're currently securing all of our dates for December. Our goal is to have one field trip per week, not holiday weeks, but one field trip per week from here to the end of the school year, and at least one community service opportunities per month.
That's awesome. I mean, that's way more than we've ever done. What an awesome thing to get to take part in. Now, I've got another question here, two more questions here. The first one is, if a family comes late in the school year, do you offer any one-on-one counseling or sessions, or do you record any of those sessions? And I'm guessing that means expo sessions. Are you guys recording those expo
Right.
sessions?
We unfortunately did not, but we plan to record them going forward. We did not realize there would be such a desire to get the information that we put out there in September and October. So again, as a new department, it's one of those moments where you go, oh, well, that would be a good idea. So all future engagement events will be videoed, and some of them might even be live session. We're working that out right now.
Okay. Nana T is asking a question and she says, is there a complete list of all events for the year somewhere? And the answer is yes. We've added the calendar in the comments section. There's the Epic calendar as it sits normally, and then we've got the field trips calendar on there. Now, one of the things missing on the app right this second, we've got two calendars. We're about to add the field trips calendar in here as well. So you'll be able to use the school app, whether you're on Android or Apple, and have a direct link to that calendar as well. Which reminds me, download the app, because there are so many things coming through right now that are going to be helpful information for you. Let me go back to the questions. One more. Went to one of the expos and it was amazing and so helpful. That is from Brandy Smith. Brandy, thank you.
That's awesome.
Am I stuck right now?
Oh, I lost Aaron. Okay, so